obviously, Frank, James Forrest, double. I mean, he played really well, actually. Should he be playing more in the run-in? And actually, do you think he's been overlooked this season from
I don't think. I think he's got his people, and Brendan's got his people there. And James will know that. He's a fair age now. He will be a bit part, but he's happy with that. I mean, he comes on and scores goals. He starts and scores goals, so that's... I mean, it's the same as everyone. Everyone comes in and they do well, don't they? And then they don't. James has been there for years. He knows how to get it over the line. He'll be a great asset. I think he might be one of the most not capped, but one of the guys who's got the most medals at Celtic. You know, for a while. I mean, I can't see anyone else. I can't remember Lisbon Lions. I think he beat Bully and all that, innit? I'm not sure. But listen, it's a great achievement what he's done. It doesn't matter. People have got their own opinion of James Forrest. He divides things, but no matter what you think of him, it's a great achievement. So fair play to him. But I was at his golf day for his testimonial. So he's a lovely kid, you know. He's a great day. He's a great boy. So, and he's been there, seen it, done it. So he'll be telling it. Everyone in the dressing room. It's good to have in the dressing room. For what I hear, there's something wrong with Callum at the moment. So I don't know about that. I don't know what's happening with him.
And Frank, in terms of if we look at sort of some of the awards that are coming up, Matt O'Reilly's in running for Scottish PFA Player of the Year. Do you think would he be the deserved winner over the others, like say Lawrence Shankland or James Tavernier?
You know what? I'm going to think. I think Shanks has been different class this year. Tavernier does what he does. He scores goals, and that's why he's there. Butland's done very well. But O'Reilly's done well, but he's went off the boil a wee bit. Well, everybody knows that. He can't. And the votes were a while ago. So when he was voted, he was probably the best. I would have said not a shadow of doubt. So that's probably why he'll maybe get it. But I think it'd be criminal not to give it to Shanks. I mean, I love Matt O'Reilly. I think he's different class, but Shankland's doing it, and nobody can ask any more of him. He's been asked to go and do it before and go to the Euros, and I think he's done everything that he has to impress Steve Clarke. I mean, I just don't know what else he can do. So he's the captain of the team. He's stepped up and he's scoring all these goals, and I just wish he would do it more often against Rangers, but never mind.
Well, Frank, I mean, Matt O'Reilly's still being linked with a move away internationally. Yeah. How much money would you take for him? What sort of value would you then be interested in? Is it 20 million, 30 million? What are you?
Listen, I don't know what Matt's going to be costing. I don't know where he'll go. It's going to be better than Celtic, to be honest with you. I don't see any Premier teams coming in from. It's international, isn't it? So it's a great playing in Italy will suit Matt, but I don't know where he would go that's going to be bigger than Celtic. So I think Celtic will offer him a deal, and then it's down to the boy. You can't have a go at the boy for if he's wanting to leave, or if the money's too good, Celtic will want it. But it's a funny circumstances because he's done so well, and this is what happens, and that's what happens when your good players do well. There's always this, they can move on.
Frank, neither Brendan Rodgers nor Philippe Clement made the PFA Manager of the Year shortlist. It's the first time in 5 years, and neither of one of the old firm teams has been in the running for it. What are your thoughts? And actually, given that Celtic can still win the double, Rangers can win the treble, is it a bit unfair that they've both been snubbed, or actually, do you think it is fair they're not?
I just can't. Well, the thing is, it just shows you the stupidity of the voting system. Because Clement can get a treble. Celtic can get a double, and they're not going to. I mean, listen, Derek McInnes will get it. I get all this, how good he's done. But if somebody gets a treble or somebody gets a double and they're not in the running, it's going to be a bit hard, isn't it? I think, how can you stand up there when Brendan's got a double or Clement's got a treble, or even if they both get double, the way it can work out. you're thinking, and you're not even mentioned. So I think Dennis McInnes, he's the one for me. So I get the rest of them, but I think the only one to run is Derek McInnes, but it'd be strange to pick up. I wouldn't like to pick up a trophy if somebody's won a treble or somebody's won a double.
And Frank,
it just shows you the voting system's
silly.
It's got to be done later.
Rather than so early. Celtic want a goalkeeper, Frank, to be able to play out from the back. So someone, I think, similar to like an Edison, maybe. What are your thoughts? Do you think that suits Brendan's style of play? And actually, has Joe Hart not really fitted into that mould this season?
Joe Hart's been brilliant, I think. I'm not going to have any, I'm not going to have anyone at Celtic say anything different. He was saved us so many times. I think he's a great, he'll be a great, I've only met him once, but he'd be great in the dressing room. He's experienced, he's been there, seen it, done it with Man City. And you don't get that many caps if you're not a good keeper. And he's been superb for me. Okay. He's not the best with the ball this week. But you know what? I'm old fashioned. I like my goalkeepers to save the ball. I would prefer it to be a good keeper than a good centre half. That's just my opinion. I think Martin, we used to say, I bought 2 centre halves to go and win the ball in the air and clear up. Why didn't he the keeper? It's everyone tries to be Pep, and they can't. It just can't happen. I'm not saying Brendan's like that. Brendan's been about for years. He's got his own, and yeah, he would like to. If it's their time, play it out. But sometimes the supporters at Celtic, their hearts in their mouth, because we're not good enough to do that. Scales and Carter-Vickers quite tied in the ball, and Johnson. But then, sometimes people come in and they're not comfortable. And Celtic's been pressing them. People have been pressing Celtic high now because of that. So why do we still do it? I don't know. It has, but I would look for a goalkeeper. If I was a scout, I'd want a goalkeeper that's different class at keeping the ball at the net, rather than someone that can, that should be a bonus for me anyway. I can't understand why people would go for somebody that's great at saving shots and they're not too clever with the ball at their feet. I'd be annoyed at that.
And Frank, one of the things, talking of things being a bit confusing, is that we know the Scottish Cup final now is being held on the same day as the FA Cup final.
Yes.
What are your thoughts? Do you think that's a bit of a blow from a bit of a blunder from the SFA?
No. I think it always has been. When I grew up, it was always I played 3 o'clock on Saturday, my cup final, and Liverpool got beat by Oxford. I think it was Oxford. I can't remember. It was somebody beat them. And Wimbledon beat them. So it was the exact same time. It's just TV companies are rolling the roost, and I'm pleased. They changed it last year, and there was an uproar because they played the SFA, and their wisdoms decided to get it. And then, I'm not being disrespectful to Scotland, but people in England don't care about this football. We watch the English FA Cup final, and they'll maybe watch it, but it's very rare, unless this year they might, people in England. That's the only time that they'll watch it is at Celtic and Rangers. And I lived there for so long. People don't they'll go to the pub for Celtic and Rangers game, but they won't go Celtic and Aberdeen or Rangers and Hearts or something. They won't do that. So I'm delighted that they've got it back to this. The FA Cup's supposed to be 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, last game of the season. It doesn't. TV shouldn't come in here, Lewis. Sorry, mate. I'm just. No, I'm not having. It's got to be 3 o'clock.
Same way. That's okay. And Frank, the big $1 million question, obviously after the win at the weekend, still leading. Do you think Celtic can win the double? Are you feeling more confident as the weeks go by? Or are you still nervous?
Listen, they've got 2 games now. I think they've only got 5 games left, innit? Counting the cup final. Whoever wins the 5 games, I think, will win the league. I think Celtic, they've got a wee point ahead, really, because the goal difference. I don't think any two of them has been playing well. People are saying how they're terrible, but they've just not been playing well. Celtic have been back to playing slower football, but Hatate's in there, and I love it because he keeps looking forward. And I thought, you know what I think here. What I think it was hard done by when McGregor came back and he get dropped out. So he's back in. I like the boy. He doesn't give the ball away. He's just simple. He doesn't do anything that, wow, look at that, like Hatate or something. But he's so steady.